What up y'all, Inside Out Fan 2001 here, welcome to another ranking video. This ranking video we are going to be talking about Sony animation movies. Yeah, one of the most below average, yet successful animated features outside of Pixar. Now when it comes to Sony, I bet many people might hate their company and how they make their movies. Mainly general opinion is just they make movies either below average or absolute shit. Okay, excuse my language, I'm very sorry for anybody who can't handle cussing. But just to let you know, I kind of have a totally different opinion on their movies. I don't think all of them are bad. I have some soft spots for a couple movies, I'll just say. However, just to clarify, I'm gonna make this clear. None of these movies are masterpieces. None of these movies are timeless. At best, it's a very solid movie. At worst, it's absolutely abysmal. Also, I want to clarify, I won't be counting the movies like Peter Rabbit or Goosebumps. They may have the Sony animation under their name, but they're not based off of any cartoon or anything. They're more literature. However, I will count the Smurfs, live-action Smurfs movies. So just remember, this is just my opinion, and if you can't handle that, that's just your problem. So anyway guys, one last thing before we get to the list, I wanted to add a movie called The Star from last year, but in all honesty, I have not seen it. But you know what, my perspective on looking in the movie, it's a complete horseshit, I'll just say. However, I'm curious to know your thoughts on The Star, guys, because I know some people kind of like it. My prediction, I'm probably gonna give it an epic rant if I check it out. If I would have seen The Star, it would have been ranked around in between my number 12 place and my number 11 place. What are those picks? Find out, guys. Finally, now let's hit the road. At number 15, The Emoji Movie. Words can't describe of how horrendous this movie is. It is literally the worst movie I've ever seen. I remember originally when I said that 50 Shades Freed was the worst. I take that back. I still now think the Emoji Movie is worse. I'll just say it's a three-way type between 50 Shades and Van Stick, I'll just say. Everything about it, total dog shit. That's totally coming from a person who passionately loves Inside Out. I'm not gonna waste time. Oh no. I'm moving on, guys. At number 14, Open Season 3. Oh, one more thing, guys. I'm not gonna include Open Season 4. Why? Because I haven't seen it, but I will give an epic rant as you all promised. As I promised, I meant. And also, I won't include Surf's Up 2 because I haven't seen that either. But Open Season 3, oh my god, is by doubt the worst open season movie ever. From its horrible animation to just the horrible humor. That other Boog guy from originally from the circus, of course. I don't give a shit about him. He's too bossy and just always does that, clap his hands to command his orders. And don't get me started on the Road Again song. At number 13, Animat's gonna 100% agree with this choice. Claddy with the Chance of Meatballs 2. Honest to God, worst animated movie of 2013. It is literally the closest thing you can ever release Food Fight to the big screen. The food puns, they made me want to vomit. Even Flint's dad is wasted and the characters don't go for anything new. And Chester V is honest to God one of the worst animated villains ever. At number 12, The Smurfs 2. Ugh, Jesus Christ. Who asked for a Smurfs 2? Almost everything about this movie is Smurf shit. I remember I even purchased it on Christmas Day 2013. And honestly, looking back to it, I'd rather get in a time machine and say, Alex, don't purchase that shitty movie. Purchase other movies like Pacific Rim or Man of Steel. Well, thankfully, I also purchased it Monster University. However, I am glad that one of my subscribers, Lambert Rock, strikes back. He loves Smurfs 2, surprisingly, so I respect your opinion, buddy. But as for Smurfs 2, go Smurf yourself. At number 11, Open Season 2. Why do we need an Open Season 2? Did it really need to be even more than a trilogy? Before Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon, this became an animated trilogy. So, like, what the fuck? Originally, I thought this was the worst, and even I kind of agreed with Dragon Critic at one point. Yeah, it's his least favorite open season movie. But seriously, this is the movie where Elliot is the Jar Jar Binks of this franchise. I just wanted to shoot him dead. He was so annoying. At least Johnny in the Hotel Transylvania movies at least had charm. And coincidentally, this leads us to our next next one. Now, thankfully, well, this is kind of a bad movie, guys. At least, thankfully, we're out of the complete failure, like, movies, like, 0-star movies. Thankfully, Hotel Transylvania 3, while Adam Sandler does a great job, and at least, I like the animation style. Overall, this concept that didn't interest me at all, really. Monsters, going on a cruise ship. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I will review this movie to go into further detail, but by far it's still my least favorite in the Hotel Transylvania movies. I'm so glad Ryan O'Toole likes it, surprisingly. He goes as far as saying it's the best. Well, awesome, dude. At number 9, yeah, I forgot to mention with the HT3 where that was his number 10 choice, and I should have said we are entering the top 10. Now, at number 9, guys, Smurfs The Lost Village. To be honest, this is nothing Smurftacular, guys. Well, thankfully, these Smurf designs at least look way better than the live-action, crappier Smurf designs. But you know what? I found this concept kind of interesting of, having more, female-like Smurfs. And you know what? They were pretty cool characters. The other character and stereotypes are just so predictable. I didn't care much. And also, not a fan of this version of Gargamel. But hey, at least this movie urged me to have a Smurf dead doll. At number 8 is the very first live-action Smurfs movie. What? You put the first live-action Smurfs movies over Smurfs The Lost Village? What? Oh, that's it. I'm unsubscribing. Farewell, Alex. I know everybody considers the Smurfs The Lost Village the best, but not quite in my taste. If you recall back in my review, I gave it a pretty mediocre score, and I was pretty harsh to it, and but honestly, reevaluating a bit of my thoughts on the first Smurfs movie, to be honest, I don't think it's that bad. Now, yes, I can agree with almost everybody. I get it. I totally get it if you think it's complete Smurf shit. Yes, there is so much product placement. What else? The CGI Smurfs look horrible. Some bad culture references, and some of the humor is really, really bad. But you know what? I actually kind of consider this a guilty pleasure, guys. Why? Because I kind of constantly rewatch it. It has a bit of rewatchability factor. I know that's insane, but I'll give this. At least the Papa at least kind of has heart. And it's some good bonding moments between the Smurfs and the wife and the husband. But the thing that really made the Smurfs for me is Gargamel. I'm sorry, I'm defending Gargamel. He was hilarious. I take him over even the one from Smurfs The Lost Village. I didn't think he was that funny, but this one, boy, Hank Azaria did a awesome performance. Some cool quotes he says like, "I shall become the most powerful wizard in all the world." Like every time he comes on screen, I was bursting out laughing. I'm sorry, I know you're confused, guys, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars in my review, but now I bump it up to 3 out of 5 stars because of how hilarious Hank Azaria is as Gargamel. At number 7, we have the very first movie from Sony Pictures Animation, Open Season. Sorry, no suspense, and yeah, guys. As a first movie, this kinda doesn't age well, guys, I'm afraid. But you know what? It's an okay-ish movie. I mean, I do like the voice acting. The animation is a really mixed bag for me. But I'll give credit, the humor is actually pretty funny. I do find the villain Shaw to be one of the better Sony villains and a pretty underrated villain. I do like the final fight at the end, and even the Boog in the Shaw's house is one of the movie's saving graces. At number 6, now yes, I am gonna definitely include the Aardman movies, absolutely free. Now to be honest, this is gonna shock you all, but Arthur Christmas is honestly my least favorite Aardman movie. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie, in fact it's a good movie, guys. It's just I won't rank it as one of Aardman's best. It's just his character designs, they're not bad, guys, don't get me wrong, but they just don't have that Aardman magic to them, you know? I could definitely give credit, at least the small elf, she was pretty badass. She's the best character in the movie. And it's cool how the elves are basically spies, I'll give that. While it does have a predictable story, overall, it's a good Christmas movie. I can definitely show to my kids, guys. Well, guys, we made it to the top 5. Now, coincidentally, we have our Arthur Christmas follow-up, The Pirates, Bands of Misfits. Yeah, I'm calling it Bands of Misfits instead of, what is it called? An Adventurous Science, because Bands of Misfits sounds more epic. Now, yeah, this ain't that good of an Aardman movie. In fact, it's really good, I'll give credit. It's not great or anything, that's what I felt to say, but, yeah. I'm glad Armin returned to their stop-motion animation. I find the humor very funny, guys. Yeah, it does have a predictable story, but you know what? It's definitely some swashbuckling fun, I'll give that. At number 4, Claddy with a Chance of Meatballs. The very first one. I don't care what Animat says. While I may agree with them on Claddy 2, I strongly defend Claddy 1. Overall, I think this is just an imaginative concept. They go all out with it. The animation is very colorful. I do think most of the characters, with a few exceptions, like Baby Brent and the mayor, which I found pretty annoying and forgettable. The main character Flint, it does awesomely by Bill Hader. And also I have a total crush on Sam Spark, as you can tell. At number 3, Hotel Transylvania 2. Yet a very solid sequel to the first Hotel Transylvania. Well, there ain't that much story in this movie. Overall, I think the humor really excels. I really like that Saturday morning cartoon-like vibes in this, that I could just sit back and just enjoy throughout. Surprisingly, Blobby gets more to do in this movie. Also, I forgot to mention my original review, the character Vlad. Yep, actually I kind of forgot. Maybe I said it in my review. Well, I didn't get much scenes in this movie. The scenes that he did get, I was pretty satisfied. Which the most memorable scene was when he's literally freezes like the villain of the movie, that big bat. Yeah, I'll admit, guys, the villain in this movie, he's pretty forgettable. But of course, that scene was like, when Vlad was like, "Don't ever come to me or my family again." And he shrinks him down, and yeah, it's pretty satisfying. And I really love the song, "I'm in Love with the Monster." It is totally awesome. At number 2, now this is another choice that I haven't quite reviewed yet, but I definitely will give more detail to it in the future, guys. But this is their most forgotten movie, Surf's Up. Well, technically the Sensei made a sequel, I guess. I guess haters of Surf's Up, I say, nah, the first Surf's Up isn't that bad, I guess. But you know what? I still really like Surf's Up, guys. Sure, it ain't a masterpiece at all, guys, nor it's that great of a movie, but I'd say it's a really good movie, and quite one of the most unique animated movies ever. It actually shoots with in a documentary-like style, which gives it also a unique look, and it's told through a documentary's perspective. Yeah, the story does feel like it's Cars, but with surfing, but it's still executed pretty nicely. And the surfing scenes and just the overall look, it makes me feel like I'm just on a beach, and yeah, the surfing scenes, man, are pretty awesome. I cannot take my eyes off the screen. They are that amazing, guys. Surf's Up would have been number 1 if it wasn't for my number 1 pick. Coming in at number 1, my favorite movie from Sony Pictures Animation is Hotel Transylvania. This was the movie that almost saved Adam Sandler, at least. It's definitely his best role. He should continue doing animation, as Jeremy John says it best. I think the other cast does a great voice acting job. I didn't mind having that little story, and I still had fun with it. I don't think Johnny is that annoying as the haters may say. Have you seen Elliot? He is far more annoying than Johnny. My few favorite jokes in the movie, of course, are the playing that Twilight joke, "Do you dream of being a vampire?" But the most classic and awesome joke was, in all the movies, is,
"Honey, say it again. Blah, blah, blah."
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
Classic. Well, I could definitely say Animat and Harry Thomas will totally not be with me on these movies. Well, Techno Hotel and first Cloudy movie. I'm glad there are some people that definitely would agree with me, of course, like Lambo Rocks and even Sean PVS. Now I would agree with Lambo Rocks that the blah 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 joke is the funniest joke in the entire franchise. And I would agree with Sean PVS that this is totally the best in the Hotel Transylvania franchise, and his opinion is kind of similar to mine. I remember giving it a 4 out of 5 stars in my original review, but now I bump it up to 4.5 out of 5 stars. I'd say it's one hell of a film. So yeah, Hotel Transylvania is not just the best in the franchise for me, but also I am proud to call it my number 1 favorite movie from Sony Pictures Animation. So that concludes my ranking of the Sony Pictures Animation movies. Let me know if I'm missing something. So I'm curious, what is your ranking of the Sony Pictures Animation movies? Please comment, let me know. I can't wait to see your picks. Stay tuned for my Alien ranking coming up. And if you liked our videos, hit that subscribe button, like if you really enjoyed it, and skadoosh.